Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be getting straight into the action and running through EURUSD. So getting right into it then, we can see on the daily chart the overall flow of EURUSD. Now, back up here at this area around 1.23500, EURUSD traded into a weekly supply zone, or a refined daily supply zone within a weekly supply zone. From this point, we've actually moved down and started forming lower highs. As you can see, if we look at the trend structure, we have this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, but then we have a lower high. So this is where we actually begin to see the shift in momentum. When we saw this push through, forming a lower low through this previous low, this is where we get that confirmation of a shift in trend. We then pulled back up, formed a slightly lower high, and then we've pulled back down and broke that next structure point as well. So focusing on the overall time frame on the daily, we can see that the trend structure is shifting from up to down. And we are now indeed pulling through into this imbalanced price area. Now we can see through this imbalanced price area, we have a demand area here around 1.1450, 1.1400 and 1.13750. So that's going to be the area of interest for euro on a swing basis. If we zoom in a little bit then and focus on the current structure, so from this point onwards, we can see the lower time frame structure is also bearish with lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And now what we're looking for is the formation of a lower high. Well, the evident area to focus on is going to be this daily supply zone here, which I have marked with this large bullish candle before the sell-off. The reason I have this area marked is because if we look here, we do have another supply zone, but we had a push down and then reaccumulation before the market distributed orders and pushed through the structure. Now, as you'll know from my Which Order Blocks video, if you have watched that already, the zone that breaks the structure is usually the zone of interest that we want to focus on for our trade execution, right? So this is the zone that broke the structure in this instance with this push down, not this zone. So while it is possible we come into this zone, this is definitely going to be that high probability area to focus on for shorts. So if we are to give an overall picture to EURUSD, what do I want to see? Well, first of all, I want to see the price pull up, clear the highs that we currently have, trade into this supply region, find a area of resistance, and then begin selling off from there. And we can get into that trade with the right confirmations and bring EURUSD down towards 1.14500. So now moving to the 4-hour time frame, we can actually scale down some of the zones, refine some of the areas of interest, and see where we can go from there. Well, we know overall that this area is going to be where we are targeting for our shorts. So if I just mark this off with a couple of horizontal lines, and then remove this level here, just to neaten that up, we can see the first area of interest is going to be this little doji or spinning top candle supply area just around here. So what we can do from here on out then is actually look to see the market come into this area, and if we get bearish structure confirmation, like so, we can sell into the market from there, and we can actually look to run this as a swing. Obviously, it's possible we could push further, potentially towards this zone here, or even at an extreme point, this zone up here. So we have to keep all of these in mind. But obviously, being the zone that broke the structure, this area here with the large impulse coming out of it is going to be the primary area for our shorts. So scaling in a little bit then and looking at the current structure, well, do we think we're going to get to this price level because we are selling off now? Personally, yes, I think we're going to pull back up, clear out the highs, trade into the supply zone, and then begin selling off to the downside. And what I actually did to progress this analysis now was figure out, okay, we came down, we formed lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So if we look from this point onwards, we are actually trending in an uptrend motion, right? So from here we have higher high, higher low, higher high. And now what we're looking for is the formation of a higher low. If we also grab our line tools and mark on, we can see that we have a liquidity range that we're trading in right now. As we can see, we have equal lows, or generally equal lows and equal highs. So a kind of wedge formation, right? But this is liquidity and this is liquidity. We have imbalance here, we have imbalance here. So what I'm interested in seeing now that we have sellers being induced into the market is for the market to come down into an area of demand, namely this area of demand, trade into there, and then make a move to the upside before ultimately selling off, whether it's from this area or from a little bit higher up in this zone or this zone. So the next movements for me then with EURUSD is going to be waiting on the buy and waiting on the buy confirmation. If we shift to the 1-hour time frame, I had a couple of areas of interest in mind. The first area of interest was this one. We can clearly see this area of interest did not hold up, and we've pushed through that level now. So no loss was taken there because we don't execute unless we have confirmation. Obviously, you don't want to catch a falling knife, so to speak. So we waited on the first move, we missed the initial buy, but now we are pushing down into this secondary zone. And what we can begin doing from here is finding some high interest zones for our trades. Well, the high interest zone that I'm most interested in is this spinning top or doji candle here. The reason being, we have one zone here, then we had a large impulse, we had a pullback, another zone here, and then we had a large impulse. Now, if we actually mark on this zone at the bottom, you'll see that it was retested by the other zone. Okay, so we had the zone form, we had an impulse, we had a pullback, a retest, and then we've had a push up. But this current zone that we're looking at now has not been retested yet. So this is the high interest zone for me, and this is the zone that I'm going to be interested in trading out of if the market does come into it. So just really quick marking on the imbalance there, we can actually now see the full picture of what it is that I'm expecting to see on this pair. So the initial moves for EURUSD will be, first of all, continue with this sell-off, see this thing come towards 1.15800, and then if we can find some footing around there, we can begin buying up. Now, I would like to actually clear the low with my stop loss if I'm going to be buying at this point, but we'll have to see what the low time frame confirmation provides. But, if we keep stopped under that level, 1.15715, we are clearing the 1.15750 key level there, which keeps us very safe over the, the high interest psychological levels being retested as well. So that is the overall picture for EURUSD then. You know what I'm looking for now. Obviously, when we come into this area, we are going to want to see bullish structure confirmation, as we always want to see when we are taking high probability trades. So we want to see the market come into this area, form this bullish structure confirmation on, say, the 30-minute, 15-minute, and so on. And then we can buy into that and ride this thing up all the way back through the highs of this range to clear out the liquidity up here, fill the imbalance over there, and trade into this high interest supply zone around 1.168. So this is around a 100 pip move if we can get in, and we should be able to catch that with quite a nice tight stop loss for some large risk reward opportunities. I hope this video has been beneficial for you. I've obviously given you my high time frame and my low time frame view of EURUSD. So now you can go and mark this up, learn from the analysis, and actually put this to work in the markets in the coming week. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you found value. Please drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content so you don't miss any future videos. And I will see you over in the next video.